Get your money up. As much as I love to talk about single events and parts of Roblox history, it's always nice to go and look at the bigger picture of things too. Roblox has had two main currencies on the site, Robux and Tix. But what if I told you that there's a bit more than just that? Today I'm going to delve into the history of not only Robux and tickets, but some forgotten possible currencies that ended up flopping. To begin, we need to jump back to 2004. Beginning in January, Roblox was first created and the Roblox Corporation was founded by both David Baszucki and Eric Cassell. What originally began as Dynablocks much earlier on evolved into the name that we know today in 2004. Most games at the time had their own currency for in-game rewards. Neopets had Neopoints, Club Penguin had coins, and Roblox had Roblox Points. Roblox Points were introduced in early 2004 as an incentive to win contests and beat high scores in games. Think of this as an early form of badges, which weren't introduced until 2009. I'm going to shorten Roblox Points down to RP for the rest of this since it was actually called that on the site. It was essentially a way to flex that you've accomplished something in a game, and it would then reward you a certain number of points. According to old Roblox web archives, users were originally given 25 RP every time that they made a top score on a game. How these scores were calculated or even achieved is not documented, but I presume it was similar to badges. Devs would need to make a certain objective, which would then reward the user upon finishing it. I do want to specify that Roblox was much different back then, as avatars weren't introduced until January 2006. Before then, it was a simple physics simulator. Think of something like Polybridge. In fact, one of the first contests ever on Roblox was to make a bridge which wouldn't fall under its own weight. From this archive as well, we learned that Roblox changed the RP system in June. While it would originally give you points anytime you got a top score, it would now only count once per game. This means that you would only get the 25 points one time rather than multiple times. RP could also be won by winning contests, like the earlier mentioned bridge contest. Users were given 1000 RP for being the winner of a contest. Roblox would also publicly display the RP count on the leaderboard on the homepage. This would show the quote richest users on the site, and in most of the archives of the time, the user was Woodgie. I see no reason for Roblox to have this public or even reduce the ways in order to get them if they didn't have plans for this to be used as rewards for items. In March 2006, RP was quietly phased out without a mention why. Whether they felt that it was useless or decided that something needed to change with the soon-to-be-introduced character avatars, we don't know. However, keep RP in the back of your head for a little bit because we'll come back to this in a few minutes. Jumping over a year ahead to May 14th, 2007, Roblox introduced this yellow currency called Robux. On the blog, Roblox made a bold move to announce a new currency on the site called Robux, which would allow users to begin saving up money for items that didn't currently exist. Telemon announced in this blog post that there were two ways you could get Robux. One was by logging into the site. Every 24 hours when you logged in, you would get 5 Robux added to your account. Number 2 was to have people play your game, which would reward you 1 Robux per visit. This entirely free currency, which was introduced so early, was a great way to start things. At some point between May 14th and July 26th, Roblox allowed the selling of the new t-shirts which were rolled out back in March using this Robux currency. We know this because Mr. Doombringer's Rasa Space Ticket, which is deemed to be the first ever VIP shirt sold for his game, was created during this time. This means that items could officially be sold sometime around this point, causing him to make this special admission shirt. Beginning in August 16, 2007, Roblox introduced Builders Club. BC was a paid service which allowed users to get more perks from the site, such as creating more games and joining more groups. One perk was that Robux became a BC-only thing. It was no longer given out for free, and rather it was transitioned into this premium currency. Roblox would keep a free currency, however, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. At this point, purchasing BC was the only way to get Robux, and that wasn't cheap. For a kid spending $5.95 back in 2007, that was quite a bit of money, especially with the '08 recession starting around the corner. Only the best of the best had Robux at this point, and the noob users who joined after this date would need to begin paying real money for these BC perks. I did a whole video about BC and every single perk it gave, so go watch that video after this one. By joining BC, you would get 15 daily Robux, coming to an average of 450 Robux per month. You could also sell items on the catalog for Robux, such as VIP shirts and later game passes. This was a great way to make a passive income on the site. Robux also in August changed from this yellow token into a green dollar, keeping this design and symbol for Roblox's currency for years later. In September 2008, Roblox expanded the ways you could get Robux by making it directly purchasable. Releasing it under the Roblox Central Bank, you could buy a huge chunk of Robux starting at $4.95 all the way up to $99.95. They also gave bonuses to BC members, trying to give some more incentive to get people on that bandwagon. This only expanded in June 2009 when Turbo Builders Club was introduced. Among its many perks, you would get 35 Robux daily for $11.95 a month. That comes to a huge 1,050 Robux per month. That's over double what BC would offer you in terms of income. Absolutely crazy, along with even more site-wide perks. And come October, we'd get even more perks with outrageous Builders Club being introduced. The biggest and baddest of all BC tiers would give you 60 daily Robux for $19.95. This came to 1,800 Robux per month. You'd be the richest player around with this tier. And of course, all the perks that came with it to prove that you were the richest guy around. At some point after this, Roblox also added a signing bonus to anyone who bought BC for the first time, giving them an extra 100 Robux automatically. Definitely a bargain. Roblox also later on added a bonus feature for the daily Robux with BC. The longer time that you were subscribed to a tier of BC, you would get more Robux added to your daily income. There's absolutely no documentation I can find of this, but I do have my old screenshots to prove that it did exist. Robux has stayed the main currency on Roblox even though Builders Club was phased out in 2019 for the current premium feature. Around this time as well, in November 2019, the longtime green currency, which had changed its look a little over the years but kept its symbology, now had a new face. It got changed to this hexagonal shape that we all know today, which also changed over the years to different colors and gradients. It's a brand new symbol with any mention of its past self gone, except for a few catalog items showing the old Robux currency and, of course, the memories of old users. And as of today, Robux is the only currency on Roblox. It's used for all catalog items and it's purchasable on its own or as part of a premium bundle package. Once Robux was soon to become the premium currency on the site through Builders Club, that yellow token needed a replacement. And from that, with Robux now changing to green, we got tickets as the new currency in August 2007. Tickets, shortened to Tix, was now the free currency of the site. You could get it the same way that Robux used to be given out. Log in every 24 hours for 10, or get a visit on your game which would give you 1 Tix. And once selling items for money was introduced with BC, you could also sell items for Tix. This new currency allowed for new users, despite not owning BC, to buy items, both official and unofficial, like VIP shirts. A majority of hats on the catalog now sold for Tix as well as Robux. I think this is a great idea, as it really let new people express themselves without needing to pay to win. In November 2008, Telemon introduced the brand new Roblox feature, which allowed anyone to exchange Tix to Robux or vice versa. Telemon announced all these complicated numbers, and I suck at math, so this isn't really anything I can explain. I'll let you pause and read through it if you want. Basically, depending on the amount being exchanged at the time, the value of each currency would change. On average, though, it would equal usually 15 Tix to 1 Robux. This means that 75 Tix, for example, would give you 5 Robux. And while these numbers slightly fluctuated multiple times every day, this was the general average. It made getting Robux a little more challenging, but also incentivized users who didn't have BC to make games in order to get those Tix on their account. The more plays you get, the more Tix you get, and in turn, the more Robux. Simple as that. In April 2009, Roblox introduced the Ambassador program. It would allow you to link Roblox on different sites that you owned. By having a user sign up using this link, not only would you get a super rare profile badge, you'd also get 2 Tix per sign up. And jumping all the way to December 2010, Roblox introduced BC-only places. These were games that BC tier members could visit and only them could visit, making it a high society hangout. Now, while this update itself is controversial, it did provide some good Tix to users. While you already had to have BC in order to create them, any plays on a BC-only place would give the developer 10 Tix rather than the regular 1. Think of it as a really early form of premium payouts in some regard. Jumping to March 15th, 2016, the bad news arrived. Roblox announced that the Tix currency would be discontinued in April. This currency was sent off with a final hurrah called the Tixapalooza. A ton of Tix-related items were released on the catalog, some way more expensive than others. Either way, come April 14th, 2016, Tix were removed. All remaining Tix on accounts were exchanged automatically to Robux. Roblox's official reason for the removal of the currency was ultimately Tix bots, which were alternate accounts used to spam visit games and providing the main account a ton of Tix. While it clearly wasn't the biggest issue in the grand scheme of things, it was definitely a problem, and Roblox clearly saw it as a threat to the economy. Another reason was that, according to Roblox, the two currencies caused confusion to newer users, and removing them was to bring simplicity to the site. While I can understand that, removing the entire "it's free" aspect of character customization ruined the site in many ways, in my opinion. I know there's a ton of people out there, and some of you already typing in the comments, that argue that Tix needed to be removed in order for the now booming economy to prosper, but I still feel that there were ways around that and compromises could have been made. Roblox did tease us a bit in May 2024 by having the Tix used as a token currency during the Classic event. While it was nothing more than a token with a Tix shape on it, it reignited hope that the currency may come back one day. In the end, though, Tix turned into nothing more than a memory. All of its code officially was removed from Roblox in August 2025. In 2011, the Roblox admin Sorkus brought to life the Knights of the Splintered Skies, later passed down to Stickmaster Luke. This Loreverse group was later rebranded with the Aether Overseer's guidance, now known as the Celestial Realms. In the Celestial Realms, also known as TCR, you get to do all kinds of fun and challenging events. Train and hone your skills as a sword fighter, a mace wielder, a bow fighter, an obby jumper, and more. All of this is to sharpen your skills to defend our Teloros against the evil Arctoran Empire which tries to invade our Sky Kingdom. Train your skills, meet amazing new friends, and get promoted to support new ascendants who want to become a part of this Loreverse clan. And who knows, you may even meet the Aether Overseer Stickmaster Luke if you work hard enough. TCR has over 100,000 members and is always looking for new knights to join our ranks. If you want to join us as a brand new Ascendant rank, then be sure to check out both links in the description for the Discord and the community. A huge thanks to the Celestial Realms for sponsoring this video, and a huge thanks to every member that I've met over my time in the group. You're all awesome, and I appreciate all of your friendships. But for now, we still have one last topic to cover on this video. In 2014, Roblox brought back a feature that the majority of players still around on the site had never experienced: Roblox Points. Yeah, believe it or not, those first points way back in 2004 that I started off the video with that were never utilized, they were kind of brought back. Now, I already did make a video about these new player points, but I'm just going to go over everything here. Rolled out publicly in September 2014, they allowed users to be added to a special leaderboard which was visible to the entire site. These player points could be obtained in-game by completing objectives set by developers. It really does sound just like the old system of Roblox Points. Roblox had around 50 million accounts at this time, meaning that it was a huge competition and huge potential for this new points system. Player points had two different forms. They had the normal player points, which were accumulated by an individual. They also had clan points, which were awarded to a clan community. A community could be upgraded to a clan for 500 Robux, and any user in this clan would also contribute clan points anytime they gained their own personal points. Both of these were displayed on your profile if you had the community selected as your primary clan. However, this is pretty much where any possible similarities with the old Roblox points system subsides. Player points had a few major flaws which ultimately led to their demise. Developers had to pay to add Roblox points to their game, and I don't mean a one-off payment. Games had to constantly be resupplied by the dev in order to give out these points. This led to a lot of games using a pay-to-win system where buying a game pass would give you points. Not ideal for the average player. And while this feature was eventually phased out, it left a bad taste for developers and players alike. There were also different leaderboards, from the global all-time to the today leaderboards. There were even some events tied to player points, which users could get hats based off how many points they accumulated in certain games. So much potential for this new competitive currency to be used during events. And yet, in 2017, the leaderboards were removed from the Roblox site. All this with no mention on why. And while users could go to an external Roblox site to see the leaderboards, they were inaccessible from the main site. And in 2018, Roblox removed any mention of player points on the site and then removed the clan feature in 2019. Again, while it was never an official currency like Roblox Points weren't, there was that potential. And this time it was awfully close to being used as one. From the leaderboards to using points during an event for hat prizes. It's just a shame that Roblox once again quietly ditched the program. And those are the 4 official currencies which have existed on Roblox, whether they be potential ones like points or actual currencies like Robux and Tix. Which currency is your favorite? What else Roblox should I talk about in the future? Let me know down below, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoy classic Roblox stuff. And as always, thank you all for watching this really not so quick little video.